I'm here with Jack Dickson, who is the playwright of Princess for a Day, which is on this week at Oran Moor. Hi.
Okay, Susie, hi there.
So tell us a bit about Princess for a Day. What's it about and where did you get the idea
Well,
from?
Princess for a Day is about two street junkies, and when I say street junkies, we're not talking about posh people who take coke or that sort of thing. You're talking about people at the bottom of
Society.
the heap, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And one of them finds out that he's a father and decides that this is the time in his life when he wants to be there for this young child, and in order to do this he's willing to try and stop using drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And the journey is him trying to pursue that aim. I would say he's got Raz is that character's name. He's got the best of intentions, but I mean he's on a hike to nothing completely. He will never do this.
Mm-hmm.
But the intention is there. And the other character, his friend, sort of knows this, that he'll never do this. And also on top of that, you've got between the two characters, there's a friendship, there's a definite friendship, but it's not a friendship of equals in the sense that most friendships aren't.
There's always that dependency and that
Yeah.
power and that, and I think that's what that's
No,
what's really
go Susie, go.
interesting about the play is
forever.
that you kind of know that certainly Raz's intention is doomed, but you really want it not to be, but also in the same. They all want the best thing in the same way. It's quite complicated, their relationship and their needs and how they see looking after each other or trying to break away and
exactly. I was interested in exploring. If you are contemplating trying to stop using drugs, what's the big stumbling block? There's going to be all sorts of stumbling blocks. You're coming off the substance itself.
Yeah.
But also, as an ex-smoker, I haven't had to give up anything more, monstrous than smoking.
Yeah.
But when I stopped smoking, it wasn't just the cigarettes that went. It was a whole sort of ritual and lifestyle with friends, and that sounds ridiculous, I know. But it was that, and there was people that I now don't socialise with because the only thing we really had in common was
the smoke.
Smoking. I don't actually go out that much now because you didn't go out to smoke obviously, but that was all part of going out, and if you couldn't smoke,
it became
So I was interested just is it a lifestyle thing? It's hard to talk about a lifestyle if you're really at the bottom of the heap and you haven't got a life. No. You're just living day to day, and the point of it every day is scoring. That's the whole
aim of the day.
Yes. Aim of that day. But there are sort of it is a structure.
A chaotic structure, but it's a structure within that kind of chaos or lack of normal structures.
And there's also this is really self-evident. It's like you can't think of anything else. You can't think of your life ever happening in any other way. So it's a huge deal. And if you've got a friendship in the middle of this whole thing, and one character just can't contemplate this, but one character can't. How much is there sabotaging? Thing there. How much is it a sabotaging for completely selfish, reasons? Because you can't imagine life without this. And how much if there is a young child, and just in the press, over the past year, 18 months, there's been several, awful stories about junkies and wains. Junkies and wains is just
Yeah.
But it's like there's also junkies and ways that turn out all right.
So it's really
it's weird. I don't have any answers at all.
But I think that's what's good about it. It asks these questions, and also it's funny. It's maybe making it sound like it's also kind of funny and human.
It's not grim.
Yeah.
Well, it's grim.
But it kind of asks these questions and kind of leaves it in. Yeah, the audience
Yes,
attends.
yeah.
And you were working with Peter Arnott as your director, who we know is a playwright. So how was that? How was that relationship?
It was great. I mean, I was highly suspicious from the start, not because Peter, you know, is a horrible person or anything like that, or not because he's not a good writer, because he obviously is an incredible writer, but it was because I've worked in TV and film in the past, and the relationships I've had with directors there have just been, you know, odd. I mean, it's like you know, I know the directors in film and TV have incredibly difficult jobs to do. I would not do their job. You could not pay me to do that job. But I mean, it's like, it's not a comfortable position for a writer. You know, so I went into the relationship with Peter with all that there, but it was a completely different experience. So you cannot imagine what. He's such a nice guy.
He is.
He's
really
so
nice.
and he's
so
smart.
intelligent.
He's really smart. And I mean, I suppose every writer does, you know, say this if they do have a positive experience. But he literally did. He found things in that script that I hadn't seen. I mean, he also did take stuff out. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't take stuff out, and I'm not saying that there weren't, you know, a few times where he said, well, you know, I won't cut that, and I said, well, why? And he said, well, you know, because of this reason, and I thought, you know,
then that's part of that, what that
it
relationship has to be.
It is, I know, but I mean, the cuts were painless. And I've, you know, argued with directors in TV and film for weeks, you know. I mean, I've got, you know, the directors in TV and film that I don't talk to anymore. Right. You know, that I've been on projects with. And I mean, the entire cast, you know, are now no longer speaking terms. But not the cast and the actors, you know, the sort of writing team, because it's just so fraught. Another really interesting thing about the theatrical experience, it was so laid back. I mean, well, I don't know whether maybe I was on the outside a little bit. I mean, perhaps Peter went home and tore the hair out of his head every night. I don't know. But I mean, it wasn't anything with the TV or film. But it's always frantic. It takes years for a project to ever get off the ground. You know, I mean, you know, you've no idea. It's horrible, glacial, endless meetings. You know, endless drafts. You know, and it's terrible. But when it gets going, you credits, you know, in pre-production, it's frantic. It's terrible. You cannot imagine it's awful as this. But I mean, you know, the rehearsals were smashing. I mean, there was cups of tea with breaks. It was great.
Good. I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed the experience. It's not that it can't sometimes be frantic.
Sure. I bet, I know.
But yeah, no, I'm glad. So, so will you be writing more for theatre in the future then? Do you think this is the...
Yeah. I mean, it's...
Are you still working? Do you still write for TV and
film? No soul left. But I mean, having said that, you know, I did have a couple of good experiences, and as a training ground, you know, it's incredible experience, and it pays well.
Well, it's just nothing to be sniffed at.
If you possibly can, is to, you know, do TV and film and get the money from that, and then do theatre because you enjoy it and it's great. But I mean, don't expect to be paid in theatre that much. No. That doesn't mean I don't want paid. I mean, I still expect that check, Susan.
Brilliant. All right. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.